Hello, I am the cartoonist M. Rashid. This cartoon was one of two that I made the other day that were created specifically as covers to Quora questions I answered. Uh, these were this one here was a question that was I answered it back in September or so, and had been planning to get back to it to make the cover, but having to remind myself. So yesterday I had the time to do, like, I want to do three yesterday, and those were the two. Let me get these off my plate. So this particular question was, how accurate is the statement religion is the cause of most wars? That's what I answered. And if you're interested, I linked to my answer directly in the description below. Now, for the cartoon that I'm using to illustrate my answer, I'm going back into the past and playing around with my archetype characters that represent the beginning of, that represent early America and the beginning of the rise of the merchant class with those early, most famous secret societies from the beginning of the European imperial age. Playing around with those is a good bit to, like, those represent the prequel to the systemic racism that we know. Those particular cartoons represent the beginning, them working out. So when you see that, like, I usually have a ball doing those kind of cartoons. I like to dig around in the head of, figures like that, and how they, how I imagine them thinking in a caricatured way. I love those. Those are my personal favorites, I think. But this one here, I'm giving a quick snapshot into the idea of what is war to the merchant class. Obviously, it hasn't changed. It's the same as it is right now. These are the war profiteers. These are the people who, war is huge business. America was put on fiat specifically so that we could do big ticket war items without bankrupting the country. So there's always a war going on because these particular groups and defense contracts and all that stuff for the war machine are huge money. You see what the country's budget for that side looks like. Crazy. That's like free money raining down on white people and white families and white companies. Just Gibbs, here you go, free money. Here's a fake war for you to show up and do your colonizer bit. Also has not changed. No more than the corporation has barely changed at all since the East India Trading Company. All of that, the same model, just repeating over and over again, So I played with that concept in the cartoon and how they're thinking about it using religion. That was important to me, because people are fond in trying to blame religion for problems and stuff, but religion is composed of what God said and how his prophet, whichever one of them a particular religion formed around, how that prophet walked out what God said as an example for us or that particular local people. That is God's religion. I say this because in the Quran, at the end of the Revelation, God says unambiguously in the verses that now my favor is complete and I've chosen for you Islam as your religion. So at the time God said that in that verse to the prophet to preach to us, his religion was composed of the revealed word and the prophet's example. That's it. That's it. No extra, people running their mouth, the opinions of the scholars. None of that was inside of God's religion. So when God says that, what he means is what I told you to do and the example of my prophet and how to walk it out. That is God's religion. So people blaming religion for the problems are not worth taken seriously at all. At all. They're just running their mouths. So it's pretty easy to see how the war racketeers believe in just coming up whatever so that they can have any kind of excuse to like smash at people and take their stuff and then build up like industry around the war machine. That's their thing. That's their shtick. That's how they make their money. So they don't care what excuse they use. They'll use the easiest at hand excuse, and usually it's to molest religion to do it, especially today, right now. So that's what this cartoon is about. Peace.